Start streaming. Mute your phone, by the way. Make sure that you don't forget to do that. Oh, and it looks like we're live. Now this is probably gonna be, or will beckon some audio calibration on my part. So I am waiting for all of you to tell me what is so terribly wrong with the audio, because it's usually what's wrong with the thing. And I will be sure to help you guys out. If the audio is trash, let me know. Yeah, I literally like created a second account on this computer so that I could have my own OBS settings without Lisa's and me having to mess hers up. And so I kind of just wung it last minute, like in 5-10 minutes, set up what I needed OBS simple wise. That's why there's nothing really complicated going on screen right now. It's just me. Audio is low. Okay, it's quiet AF. So we're gonna give it a bump. All right, you guys, let me know now how it's sounding. How is it sounding now? And then see, I have to wait for about what, 10-15 seconds to make sure this is gonna be legit. Some guys like, it's really bad, but you're good. All right, now you're gonna see it. I'm watching you guys live right now react to this. I need it more. Are you just trolling? Still pretty low. Wow, okay. Gotta turn it up some more. All right, I'm in the yellow now. I'm not going any higher than that. I'm a little sketched out now. I think some people are gonna blow their eardrums. Still too low. Yeah, if it's too low, like if some of you guys think it's too low, turn your volume up. Like that's all I can really say. Like I'm literally almost peaking right now in OBS. So bump your volume, even if you got to turn it back down for something else later, because I don't want to scare the heck out of people who might not have the right volume settings. It's sounding good. Okay, cool. I got Lisa's right here listening to the live stream too. So some of you guys have no idea what you're talking about, but I do think it was a little low because I had it set lower, which is preferable because if it gets a little high up front, then you guys really hate me. I'd rather be low than high out of the gate. GIF or GIF? I think that answers your question, Vinay Barhadwaj. It's GIF, dude. It's GIF. Yeah, it's not really that low. Dank Walker Gaming says, I can do this, but my phone wouldn't be good. Need to turn up gain on mic and not OBS. It has nothing to do with the mic or it's OBS is showing me exactly what I'm getting fed from the mic. There's nothing, if I turn up the gain on the mic, it's gonna peak in OBS. OBS is showing me exactly what you guys are hearing. Why, oh wait, is it okay to buy a Gigabyte gaming laptop? Sure. I think gaming laptops are an interesting proposition right now, especially in light of how expensive desktop discrete graphics are. What laptop do you recommend for a CSE major? Oh, XPS 15 is a really good choice. I would prefer a Windows laptop for that kind of major. If you want to go with, I'm trying to think of something else that's not Dell. I know Asus has some pretty sweet powerhouses. I mean, you could really go with any gaming laptop that has an SSD in it. I'd say having an SSD over a hard drive would be preferable. It's not going to be very loud, and at least when you're idle, and it'll have the horsepower thanks to the dedicated GPU in there. So just get one for sure with a dedicated GPU. Whenever you do rendering simulations and whatnot, I experienced that with an XPS 13. We would run well simulations and in class, just basically we'd have points of water injection. We'd do water flooding, and we'd see how that would affect the rate at which oil passes through pores in a given medium. And we would have to simulate that over the course of like 10 years. And having to repeat that process per day, which would be your typical interval, would be pretty extreme for an XPS 13. But it did it. I mean, it took about 10 to 15 minutes. And on my desktop, it was like I think I had a 5820K in there. The desktop took maybe 5 minutes. So it's not really too bad when you look at it, just from a architecture standpoint. You got, what, 2 cores and 4 threads running at pretty low frequency. I would say that it's not going to hurt you if you go with an ultra low power chip, but bumping it up to a gaming laptop grade would be preferable. Let's see. Trucker Bomb, $2 donation. I can't speak tonight. It's what time is it right now? It's 10:24 CST. What's your favorite PC case on the market, my man? I've answered that in like legit. Like the video title was, "This is my favorite case." I didn't say on the market, but like that was implied. It is a Fractal Design Mesh Phi C, not Mesh Phi C. Excuse me. The Define C tempered glass edition. The only thing I don't like about the Mesh Phi C, I love that the airflow is prioritized in the Mesh Phi C, but I don't like how that front panel is just, I don't know. It's hard to explain. I would sacrifice airflow for the sake of having more hardware compatibility. So if I had to put fans between that front of the chassis and the cover of the Define C, I would. I've done it before. Not great for temps at all, but if you're running, an AIO and a moderate overclock, it's not going to kill you. And it's not too loud either. But with the Mesh Phi C, you have no choice but to put everything on the inside of the chassis. So if you have a long graphics card, any ASUS card, for example, a Strix Edition card, will not fit if you have an AIO in there as well. That's just a consequence of how narrow the case is. I saw a question up here that was pretty intriguing. Brandon says, Brandon Hambright, how would you differentiate yourself from other popular tech tubers like Jace 2 Cents, Bitwit, Paul's Hardware, Techicity, etc.? So that was my challenge going into this whole thing, right? How do I make myself look any different or appear any different than any of the other guys out there? Because when I started, all the other guys had 500k plus subs, and that was just a consequence of me getting in late in the game. And a few other channels have gotten in late as well. The Tech Deals, the guy we just did the giveaway with, it's still going on, by the way. Tech Deals is a fairly new channel, if I'm not mistaken. At least that was, I just started noticing that he was, popping up into the tech sphere, and I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. So he's a relatively new channel too, and he's done very well. He has about the same growth pattern we had back in the day, and things have definitely slowed down a lot thanks to YouTube in general. I think that it's kind of motivation though to differentiate even further. I try to explain things in a more in-depth manner than most of the tech tubers out there. I would say one of the only ones that gets more in-depth is probably Gamers Nexus. They really take things, like they're very particular. But if you notice, many of their videos last 10 to 20 minutes, right? They take a long time to explain stuff because there's so much detail that they cover. And all the power to them. That's how they do it. That's their style, and that's why they are as popular as they are. But it's just too much detail for me. I mean, you gotta, they have a website, right? So their website was their thing before their YouTube channel really took off. And so the website, you could just list facts, list details, and that was it. But when you have to present it in video, you've got to kind of teeter both things, right? You got to be entertaining on one side because people actually have to want to watch you, and then you also have to be informative. So finding a way to combine those two, how to be an informative yet entertaining channel, was the challenge for me. And I think we've done a good enough job to this point, just trying to be different. And with how tough it is now to just stand out, I think it's just more of a kick in the butt to keep trying to change. Let's see, Trill Murray, $5 donation. I appreciate that. How can you tell if a monitor overclock is stable? My AG271QG factory overclocks to 165. Seems stable, but my GPU won't idle, and I think I noticed some micro stutter. That's weird. I've never had experience with micro stutter. I have a 165Hz ASUS monitor, and I think it's the PG279Q or QR. It's the TN version. They have an IPS version as well. But that monitor, I overclocked that. Well, I didn't overclock it, but I guess it's like a stock overclock to 165Hz because it's supposed to be native 144. And it's super smooth all the time. I've never noticed a single split of stutter at all. Granted, it does have G-Sync. If yours doesn't have G-Sync, it might be that's causing it. But I would say even if you're using like an AMD card with a G-Sync monitor, it's not going to matter. You just can't take advantage of G-Sync, but the refresh rate is still there. And if you're using something like V-Sync in-game, then you shouldn't see micro stutters. I would say that's probably a monitor defect unless you've got some weird setting just throwing that thing off. Let's see. Poor Man's Tech, how's it going? It's going well. I don't have a plan or course of action. I'm just here talking and trying to feed off of your guys' questions. This live stream will end when you guys stop asking questions. That is to say, I won't be streaming all night, but as long as I have content, which is you guys are giving me the content, I will try to answer and keep the live stream going. We have approximately 240 people watching right now. I appreciate it, fellas. If there are any ladies out there, I appreciate you as well. Gavin Martin, $5 donation. Thank you for that, Gavin. How do I get the best deals on used PC parts? This is when I really wish we had a program like PC Part Picker for the used market. It's a lot different for the used market because things aren't permanent, or permanent at least on a short-term basis. So PC Part Picker sources from a bunch of vendors, right? Newegg, Amazon, NCIX, when they were still alive. What were some of the other ones? Outlet PC. I'm trying to think of some of the ones that would show up right on the list, and they would show you the prices for the exact same component on multiple sites. And they can do that because those parts are usually in stock for a solid amount of time. So things were accurate. But on the used market, I could put up a graphics card tonight and it sell tomorrow, and that won't even hit PC Part Picker's radar, even if they wanted it to, because sales like that are temporary. So you just got to look yourself. You have to literally take the time yourself to search sites like eBay, Let Go. Where's some of the other ones? There's Craigslist, of course. And just third party used sites where you can sell stuff on your own. You could use Facebook Marketplace if you wanted. You just have to actually take the time to search. Is it worth it? Yes. If you find something you need, and you are able to get a solid discount on it, and the product works, I'm assuming, then you're going to be all set. Trucker Bomb, again, predictions on expected overclock for 2700X. So I saw something about 2 point, wow, that would have been bad. 4.2 gigahertz on the 2700X. For those who are not sure what the 2700X is, that is the next step for Ryzen, right? So the 1700X, and you have the 2700X, which would be an improvement upon the original Ryzen architecture, so Ryzen 2, if you will. And I expect that's probably an accurate assumption, around 4.2 gigahertz, I would say, out of the box, which we should expect because this is a refinement, right, of the original architecture. We're expecting anywhere between a 5 to 15% IPC gain. I would lean more towards 10%, between 5 and 10%. I don't think it's going to be high as 15% unless you're accounting for the overclocks, but then it's not IPC because it's supposed to be instructions per clock, right? So I'm expecting that to be true. I would say if it's between 4 and 4.3 gigahertz, I'll be like, okay, yeah, that's what we should expect. I'm not going to be surprised by it. If it's out of the box overclocked to 4.4, I mean, if it turbos or whatever AMD calls it, I don't remember. If it clocks up to 4.4 gigahertz, then I'll be pretty surprised by that. That's a pretty substantial jump from whatever the 1800X is. I think it was 4 gigahertz out of the box. So pretty impressive if that is true. Let's see. Aztec asks what ethnicity I am. I am Spanish, so European descent mostly. I have a few distant relatives from Mexico, which I guess you could argue eventually leads back to Spain. And then a little Italian, some German. My mom's side of the family's very German, and anything else Western European you can think of, probably. But my dad's mainly Spanish. My mom's English and German, I would say, for the most part. Let's see here. She's laughing at me. She thinks I'm making this stuff up. I'm not making it up. I'm not. Yeah, yeah, it does say H on my ethnicity, though. It does say H, not W. Well, no, you can't say W on your ethnicity, right? That's your race. So you're a white Hispanic male, because white's your race, because like you're European, right? But Hispanic is like your sub-race ethnicity. It's dumb. It's like, where's the bridge between race, which I get race, that's pretty distinct, that's a definition, right? But then you get ethnicity, which is like, what's the difference between that and nationality, or race for that matter? Like, where does ethnicity fit in between the two? because you could be, you know, black and living in Canada, but that doesn't make you white. You see what I'm saying? Or the opposite. You could be white living in Ghana. That doesn't make you black. So I don't know. That all that stuff is kind of weird to me. I think it's all just politics and paperwork. People trying to be different. I have no idea. What's up with the? I appreciate the donations, fellas. The Mark and Puff. Thank you for that $4.99. I don't know what it is about ending in 99 cents though. That you guys like. That's like the second one I've seen in this stream. So Mark and Puff, thank you for that $4.99 donation. I really appreciate that. It's putting two MSI 1080 Ti's Gaming X Trios, good cards by the way. I've seen a few reviews of those. In SLI useful, or is one video card enough? So I guess you're just questioning the viability of SLI overall. It really depends. A lot of newer games are generally going to be Crossfire and SLI compatible, but the benefit that you'll reap from that SLI config is not going to justify the cost of the extra card in most cases, solely for gaming. If you're doing a bunch of really weird rendering and just like, you know, hardcore editing with software that's not, you know, going to leverage most of your CPU, any GPU accelerated task that's optimized for SLI or Crossfire is going to heavily benefit from that config. But in most scenarios, when people ask me, should I get two 1070s or a 1080 Ti, I just tell them 1080 Ti because first off, your power consumption is going to be, you know, it depends. Power consumption in SLI usually scales too. The first card will usually max out its TDP, maybe go a little above that if you overclock. And then the second one is going to be leveraged around 50% or so. And the same goes for performance. You know, if you're getting 100 frames with a 1070, if you put a second 1070 in there, you're not going to get 200 frames. You're going to get something like 130, 140 frames per second. So it definitely drops off hard. And in most cases, I would say it's not worth getting two. One's going to be plenty, unless you're gaming with like 4K 120 hertz monitors. And then I would probably tell you that that's necessary. Sean Martin, I need money. Yeah, I need money too. Anabolic SC says, Greg, are you going to play Star Citizen? I likely will. I don't even know what Star Citizen is, but sure, we'll play. Hey, do you know what Star Citizen is? All right, we're going to figure that out. Let's see. Trill Murray, I appreciate that $2 donation. $2. Can someone donate $3.50, please? I just want to be able to say somebody donated $3.50. Just once. You don't all got to do it. Just one person donate $3.50, and don't make it like $350. Just make it $3.50 so I can say someone donated $3.50. Thank you. Trill Murray for the $2 donation. I appreciate that. It says one more question. Audi track day video. I mean, the S5 really isn't a track car. It's really not, because if you look at the spec sheet, I didn't know this going into it, but I should have assumed this. Because it's all-wheel drive, it's got a heavy V8 in there. You know, I got heavy 19-inch rims, and it's a fairly big coupe. It weighs like 4,100 pounds. The Cabriolet weighs, that's the convertible, that weighs 4,300 pounds if I'm not mistaken. That's a heavy car. Most sports cars stay around 3,000 pounds or whatever. Convert that to kilograms. Just divide by 2.2. But that's the average sports car weight. I would say like a Corvette's going to be around. I don't. Let's just see. Let's see what a Corvette is. 2017 Corvette weight. It's got to be in the threes. 3,200 to 3,600 pounds. So yeah, anything in the threes is pretty good. If you're in the mid threes, you're average. My car's at 4. It's a little over 4. So it doesn't turn very well. Granted, it does have a good degree of torque vectoring because of that quattro system. I love the grip. It's really difficult to even spin the tires. But I don't think a track day is necessary. I think I'll probably just do some, I might take it to a drag strip and do something weird, like hook it up to some NOS tanks or something. But I don't think track days are necessary. Okay, what did I miss? I missed something. Noah wants me to rub mayonnaise on his belly button. Can we do that? What? Noah wants me to. Oh, he donated $3.50. Noah McClanahan donated $3.50 to say rub mayonnaise on my belly button. You, my man. That is, I'm going to take a screenshot of this. Do we have a snipping tool? I'm sure. Yeah, we do. All right, I'm going to take a screenshot of this. Nobody else type in the chat. Wait a sec. Oh, no, it freezes. Never mind. Okay, I'm going to take a snapshot of that. And you, my friend, are going to see this picture on Twitter very soon. Sorry about the loud keyboard. I know it's not quiet with the mic setup we have now. That was pretty sweet. Thank you for that, Tree Fitty. Trucker Bomb. I'm missing. Oh, he also donated $2 up further up. Thanks, Noah, for the $2 and a Tree Fitty. And if you were here, I would totally rub mayonnaise on your belly button. On camera, live, right now. Where are you? Trucker Bomb, $2.29. What do you guys do? They're donating the most random sums of money I've ever seen. Oh my god. Thoughts on the fractal design Define CTGE. Trucker Bomb, I don't know if you're trolling, but like go watch the video. All of my thoughts are culminated into a video. It's what I do for a living. I would direct you to that. In fact, here, I'll tell you what, because you donated, I'll go ahead and just search for it for you. So you don't gotta do much. Matt Damon wants you to answer a question, Lisa. So hold on a second. She's right here next to me, by the way. I'll have her answer in a second. Tommy Carlson, I see your donation. I appreciate that. I don't know what SEK is, but thanks for that 2890 SEK. That's cool. I'm gonna answer that in a second. I'm going to search for Define CTGE. Let's see. What number video does mine come up? If you type in Define CTGE on YouTube, which let's see. All right. Define CTGE review. I'm clicking enter. My video is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. You know what's really weird? No, it's the 7th video. If you search for this video, which I'm going to link you right now, Trucker Bomb. If you search for this video, it comes up 7th. If you type in Define CTGE, which I was sure to rank for first. Here is that video. It's titled, This is My Favorite PC Case. But the 4th video that shows up on that same search is the Meshify C, which is not the Define C. I don't know, but they're both tempered glass, so YouTube is prioritizing a case that's actually not the same case as my own case, and it's outranking my own video for a video that has nothing to do with the TGE Define C. Well, they have something to do with each other, pretty close, but that's really funny and weird. Tommy Carlson says, superb channel. Any recommendations on smartphones? I like the LG V30. I'm using that right now. It's a pretty sweet phone. I love the ultra wide camera, the ability to switch between ultra wide and a regular, narrow camera. And the screen is beautiful, something like an 81-82% screen to body ratio. 1440p AMOLED display. It's a good phone all around, except for the front facing camera is trash. It just is. And slow motion camera capabilities on the V30 are trash. Other than that, that's the phone I'd recommend. Or the Pixel 2 for its insanely good camera. Or the iPhone 10, because I don't know. I feel like I should take that back now. Let's see here. I'm scrolling. I see you guys. I'm sorry that there are so many so many comments. I'm trying to answer some that aren't donor questions either, but it's like every time I do that. Let's see. C7 Corvette. Yeah, 1539 kg. Yep. Let's see. Is a GTX 1050 Ti good for Ryzen 3 1200? Yes, it is. It's a very good GPU for that. I have a video talking about, I think, GPU and CPU balances, like what's a good combo for this CPU or this CPU, and I think that's a good choice for that. Let's see. I'm scrolling down a bit more. Whoa. Okay, I'm missing a bunch here. Wow. That will pay your electric bill for a day. He's a dang old Loch Ness monster. I know, I'm trying to get to the live chat. I'm like scrolling up a little bit so I can see. Tech with Miro, $3.49. You shorted me 1 penny, dude. 1 penny you shorted me so that I could say Tree Fitty. Now I gotta say Tree 49, which sounds nothing like Tree Fitty. But okay, I'll take it. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Can't make it to Tree Fitty. Thoughts on liquid metal? I know a few people who use liquid metal pretty consistently. I think I don't think that the benefits of liquid metal outweigh the cons of it. I mean, there's not really a con using liquid metal, and the fact that you have to apply it yourself. I'm assuming you mean liquid metal, like the in place of thermal paste. If you don't mean that, then I don't know what you're talking about. But I generally just use thermal paste. I think it's perfectly fine. Getting that extra 1 or 2 degrees Celsius drop from liquid metal, excuse me, is not justifiable in my opinion. Gameplay Rush. It says at a money sign $4.20. $4.20. I see what you did there. I like that. How big it?
You don't read this. I read it. Say 20 centimeters. I'm asking him if he's jealous.
20 centimeters. Are you jealous, bro? Yeah, he's jealous. Thank you for your 420 though. It's good. That's a good number. Jason, a $10.54. Jesus, what is up with the pennies you got? 54 cents. What do you think of dual LGA 1366 Xeons versus single i7 from the current generation? Also, what's that poster behind you? I have 2 posters behind me actually. This one is Assassin's Creed Origins, and then the one on this side, which you still can't see, almost, is Call of Duty World War II. Isn't that freaky looking? The dude's like barely looking around my chest. But we had to take them down because we set up some shelving, which is why the microphone, oh, sorry about that. The microphone is hanging from the shelf, so it's out of sight from the camera. That's pretty cool. And we have to put them back up at some point, but they're sitting there now because I'm too lazy. As to your question, LGA 1366 Xeons, getting 2 of them is pretty cool. I've done a few things in the past with Xeons. I think they're great value propositions despite not having integrated GPUs. But if you're willing to spend that much money on a dual CPU config, then you're probably not going to stress about buying a graphics card, even in this market, I would say. The problem, though, is getting a motherboard for that. Motherboards, dual socket motherboards in general, are going to be pretty expensive. People tend to hoard them and sell them at really high prices. But if you can get one for $200-300, which would be tough, but if you can get one for that cheap, it's not trash, and 2 of those Xeons to be around an i7 performer, I think that would be pretty cool, because then you can tell people you got dual CPUs in there instead of a dual core chip. Dual CPU sounds really cool. But yeah, that would be a cool project. I want to do something like that soon, just like an overkill for the win PC. Mr. KF Gaming, a $1.49 donation. I appreciate that, my dude. Thank you for the donation. Let's see here. Is CPU speed important as a general for a normal usage? As a general, is CPU speed important as general for normal? I don't know what you Murtaza. I don't know what you just asked, my dude, but yeah. Noah McClanahan, another $5 donation. My dude, it's chill, mom. It's okay, just chill. I appreciate this, but you ain't gotta donate this much to ask questions. $2 no holla. Hope you get that reference. Check out McClanahanNoah@gmail.com. I just shouted out your email address to 300 people, so I'm sorry about that. But thank you for the donation. Appreciate it. Justin Parrish says, replacing my 08 MacBook Pro this summer, Ryzen 2800X, X470, custom loop, the works. He's got it all going, folks. Total budget's around $4,500. Gaming / streaming / production, Titan XPs, 1080 Ti's, or wait. P.S. Congrats on the engagement. Thank you for that. Someone says congrats on our engagement.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, she's thankful too. Okay, I was hoping she wouldn't be like, yeah. I don't know if she likes being engaged to me anymore. Sometimes she does. Sometimes she doesn't. Thank you for that $10 donation, Justin. Yeah, look, if you're gonna go all out, dude. The 2800X is pretty sweet. And if it's gonna cost what we expect it to cost, then more power to you. But that's gonna be a heck of a replacement for your 08 Mac, that's for sure. Titan XPs, I would say though, cut those out. Just stick with 1080 Ti's or wait for whatever's coming next from NVIDIA that's top tier. Let's see, Joma Fam, by the way, VS Kai1, who I made a moderator last time. Thank you for doing your job. I see a bunch of like deleted tweets or deleted messages. I don't know if they're actually like, trashy messages or not, but thank you for doing that. I donated and it did not show up. Carson Adams, it didn't show up. If it didn't show up, then it didn't donate. I'm pretty sure. So don't freak out unless you see like get an email from something. But Carson, if you want to ask your question, I will look for you. Carson Adams, I got that name on my head. Just ask your question again. Don't worry about the donation. I will do my best to answer it. Okay, I gotta scroll back up on to make sure I didn't miss anything. Collab with Joma. I don't even know who that is. Joma? Do you know Joma Tech? Collab with him. He's growing really fast. I don't know Joma Tech. Okay, where are we going? Wow, I'm way up here. What is going on? Everyone's like Joma fam. All right, Austin Clement, $3.51. Really, my dude, 1 penny over now. Y'all are just making fun of me. You just want to make fun of me on my live stream. I mean, I appreciate that. Like, look, to be honest, that $3.51 probably gonna go to the gas in my car because it uses so much gas. But I appreciate that very much. Thank you. Oops, I overshot. Opinion on the i5 6600 and 1070. Really good combo. I invite you to check out my video about whether an i7 is necessary for gaming. It's pretty old because nowadays, right, the i5s that are recent have 6 cores. But that video would be perfect to answer your question because I use a 1070 to bench the i7 and the i5, the 6600K and the 6700K. Thank you for that donation. Why are all YouTubers sitting in these stupid and overpriced chairs? Again, these are not stupid and overpriced chairs, my dude. These are premium Vertigear chairs. I use this chair. I also use the ergonomic one, the Trigger, TRIIGGER. That's an ergonomic one. Feels really good on my back. This one is just more of like a, you know, you just chill in it. And like Vertigear doesn't pay us anything to use these. I literally asked them for these chairs because I like them. So I don't get paid to show them off or anything. I just like them. I would never advertise something I didn't like. What's your opinion on playing space sims game like Elite Dangerous High? Lots of space, but still dangerous, right? I don't know what you just said, Ronnie, but it sounds pretty sweet. If you mix the Sims... No, you said sim game, simulation game. I got excited when I saw sim. I was thinking the Sims, like Sims 2. Okay. I mean, that's cool. I like Universe Sandbox 2 a lot, so if it's anything like that, then I'll really enjoy it. I'm scrolling down. Trigger Bomb, $2.69 donation. Thank you for that. Metric or Imperial, which is better? I think Metric is better, period. I was having this conversation with Lisa recently. It's all, right, base 10. It's all, you just tack on a 0, deduct 2 zeros. That's how you go from... you know, kilogram to gram to milligram. It's super simple. You just slide the decimal over. You know, with Imperial, you gotta, you know, you have these stupid conversion factors, and it's just, you know, or it might not be super difficult to do. Like there's 12 inches, there's exactly 12 inches in a foot, but the numbers aren't as easy to work with. And as an engineer, I can tell you, it really is nice to stick with metric in a problem you have to work out because it just keeps things nice and pretty. You end up with an answer that has a bunch of zeros in it, which is really good. So you can write like 3.5 times 10 to the 9th instead of like 354848485, which is what would happen if you were using Imperial units. We see Potanox at that $2.02 Australian donation. Appreciate that. With GPU assist rendering, what's the HCC CPU use case? GPU assist rendering, what? I wish I knew exactly what you were talking about. GPU assist rendering. Are you talking about with Premiere Pro? GPU assisted rendering isn't really going to do. I mean, it's what's going to take on most of the load when it comes to rendering is your CPU, and that's really the case with any software that I can think of that's pretty mainstream. The GPU is more or less used for when you do playback with special effects that you've done to your video, when you've like color graded and stuff. You're going to leverage your CPU or your GPU a bit more there. But for general rendering purposes, the CPU is going to be weighted a lot more. I don't know if that answers your question, but you know. What have we got here? I'm scrolling back up. What did I miss? Wow, there's a lot of them here. You guys are awesome. Thank you for keeping the chat alive. This is my substance. Thank you. Christiana Vergona says nothing, but she donated $2. I appreciate that. Oh, she says SEK is Sweden krona. Ah, Swedish krona. That's really cool. That's a cool name for a currency. Krona. I like that. Krona. Yeah, it was like SEK like 5. I was like, what's SEK? That's really cool. Thank you for letting me know that. So thank you to whoever donated with SEK. I don't know how strong your currency is, but thank you anyway. Video Cards VS says, hi Greg, do you still plan on doing the small TechTuber channels review? Yes, I will be coming soon. Like I said in the last live stream, I'm pretty sure it takes a while to get those videos going, because I have to pull content from their channels, and I have to actually like come up with specific instances in their videos in which I, really just like what they've done. So it's a lot of nitpicking to try to show you guys the best of what they do, to reinforce my statement about them being underrated and great tech channels. Let's see here, scrolling down. Intel Ops says, what are your thoughts on delitting? I think delitting is worth it for a few select CPUs, not worth it for most. Greg, Anabolic SC says, Greg, what are your thoughts on the new Fractal design Define R6? I got a review of it on the channel. Just type in Define R6 Science Studio, you'll see it. Let's see, Jarrett says, real quick, did anyone else get an ad of a... I'm just going to keep scrolling. Where do I ask the questions? You ask them here, Skinwalker with a 3. Hey Mod, great job. Greg, I made up for the 3.49, man. I had to make his tree fitty. Thanks, Austin. I appreciate that. Dare Me the Crazy, $2 donation says, Joma Fam Squad Raid, Joma Tech, he's cool. Joma Tech, I don't know who he is. I'll check it out after this. Should I get a R5 2600G or a Ryzen 3 hamburger? I'm thinking the Ryzen 3 hamburger tech quarters. I think the hamburgers, you can't really say no to the hamburger. Yo Daddy Squiddy says, at Science Studio, would you recommend a GTX 770 4GB for 120, at least for right now? That's a pretty good value, my dude. That's not bad. 770, I'd have to go back. The 4 gig buffer is pretty sweet, so I would say take it now. But in terms of performance, 770 is not going to be that awesome of a card, but it's still going to be enough for now. I'll have to go back and look. I'm pretty sure that thing's hovering around 1050 Ti territory, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that. I got to go back and look. Let's see. Intel Ops, I just answered your question. Mr. KF Gaming says, here's another $2. It's like tipping a stripper. All right. Well, I'm not stripping, but if I was, I would appreciate that $2 donation. And I don't know, what else do strippers do when they get $2 donations? Do strippers give lap dances for $2?
No.
Only if they're like cheap
Maybe
strippers.
A kiss on the cheek.
Yeah, you get a kiss on the cheek. Junwei Xu. Junwei Chu. How do you say XU in Chinese?
XU?
Chu?
XU?
Yeah.
Xu.
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 Huh?
Xu.
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 Yes.
I'm working on it, man. Worth saving for Ryzen Plus for an i7 7700 non-K user. Depends on what you're doing. For gaming, the 7700 even non-K is still going to be perfectly fine for gaming. Look, if you switch to Ryzen Plus, then you're gonna have to swap motherboards and CPU, so it's not just the CPU cost that you got to take into consideration there. So I would say stick with the 7700 for now. It's going to be perfectly fine. i7 7700K with single GTX 1080, bottleneck or not? No, it's going to be a pretty balanced system. In some games, your CPU will be the bottleneck. In other games, your 1080 will be a bottleneck. That's inevitable, but that's a pretty good balanced system right there. When is this stupid chat keeps skipping past a bunch of crap that I want to see. Yo, Bo, I see that he's got grapes. That's Bojangles right there for you. He's got grapes, watermelon. What is this? A melon, kiwi, strawberry, tomato, avocado. You guys get the point. He's feeling really fruity right now. That's what he's trying to tell you. I know he's laughing right now. I'm hearing me say that. Okay, there was one I wanted to see, or I wanted to answer. I saw something. What am I looking for? What am I looking for? As a student, Dan Diaz says, as a student entering electrical engineering this fall, is it required that you be a prodigy at math, and is just a bachelor's degree in engineering enough to get a good job? It's a really good question, actually. I almost want to do a full-on video on that where I just kind of sit down in front of the camera and talk about it, because a lot of people are trying to figure out whether or not they should enter the engineering field in general, and if it's worth it, if they'll have a job at the end, right? At least the U.S. economy is kind of tipsy right now. Europe in general is tipsy too. And you know, the math side of engineering can be pretty daunting. I was never the best at math. I really wasn't. I came out of calculus 2 with a B. I came out of calculus 1 with an A. only because I took it twice. Because I took Calculus 1 in high school, and I got a B, and then I failed the AP exam because I didn't care about the AP exam. I was, yeah, don't do that. And then my Calculus 2, I got a B, and then I took differential equations, and I got an A in that class. Surprisingly, my first test in differential equations, I got an F on. I got a 51, and I was so afraid. I thought I was going to fail the class. I was like, wow, this is my first test. This is great. It's a great start. But it really picked up. I watched a few YouTubers channels regarding math. Look, the cool thing about their channels, they're gonna have perpetuating income forever because that math will never change. Right? It's not like us where there's new tech coming out. Our benchmarks now don't really mean much a year from now. So yeah, it keeps the content flowing, sure. But his videos on how to solve, you know, a 2 or 3 step differential equation, those are going to be solidified forever. I mean, as long as we use that conventional math system, his videos are going to perpetuate forever because the laws never change. The rules of how to approach a problem really never change. And I think Patrick JMT was the guy I watched a lot. He really helped me get through math. So if your teachers, your professors aren't really helping you very much, and you kind of got to give them some slack because they're teaching to usually a class of 100 to 200 people. But if they're not really doing you a service, then just learn it yourself. That's what I did. I had my brother to help me. My younger brother by a year. He's really good at math. He's actually getting his master's right now in the same engineering. He's in petroleum engineering. So I have my bachelor's in petroleum. He's getting his master's right now in it, and he will graduate in December. I'll graduate in December with my master's in business because business degrees, at least from my perspective, are much easier than engineering degrees. So it was pretty straightforward. Anyway, sorry about that really long explanation. But yeah, I wouldn't be too afraid of that at all. Scrolling up here, make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, sorry guys, I'm trying to catch up. How do you balance study life? FaZe asks, how do you balance your study life with making YouTube videos? I don't know how I really did that. Any free time you have, you just have to devote to the channel. I never went out and partied in college. I really didn't at all. You guys can ask my brother. I mean, my brother wasn't the party type anyway, but I would have been more the party type than him, and even I didn't because I preferred to make YouTube videos. Nothing made me happier than seeing the view counts on my videos go up and up and up and up. That was my motivation above all else. Let's see here. Trucker Bomb says, for $2, which is better, strawberry or chocolate milk? Dude, it's a no-brainer, actually. I'm a little conflicted because strawberry is a better flavor overall in my opinion, but chocolate belongs in milk. So chocolate milk over strawberry milk, because with strawberry milk they usually just put that like strawberry syrup in there, and it's just trash in milk for the most part. I know she's freaking out. I eat anything strawberry, but if I had the choice, chocolate milk is where it goes. I know she's freaking out. She's like, what the heck? Let's see. Someone asks, Frederick Stromborn asks, what is the heart of a computer? If we define heart, I'm just kidding. All right, so a heart, right, pumps blood everywhere else. Without the heart, nothing works. The body, technically, without a brain, would still work. It just wouldn't have motor functions or anything like that. But it would have muscle spasms, everything, right? The heart keeps the body alive. And without the heart, you have no flow. You have no, like, current. So you see where I'm going with this? The power supply is the heart of the computer. Because without the power supply, the computer will never run. You could have the most expensive hardware. You could have the beefiest muscles and the most tuned brain imaginable. But if you don't have anything powering the brain, aka a supply of red blood to the brain, which is that supply of oxygen, then you have no PC. So I would say the power supply is the heart of the computer, and the CPU is the brain. All right. I am scrolling down here. Jason, $8.17. I don't know what I'm gonna do with the change. Like, I'm really curious to see what the change is gonna be like at the end of this video. You guys are donating some really weird figures, but I appreciate that $8.17 donation, my man. Was this enough for a gram of your substance? Did I say that correctly? I hope I pronounced those words accurately. LOL, take my money. All right, yeah, sure, I'll do that. It's pretty easy to take people's money. No, but seriously, thank you for these donations. I really appreciate it. I don't live stream usually with the expectation of getting a lot of donations from these things. In fact, most streams I'll come out with like 20 bucks total in donations. But I really appreciate this, you guys. I'm trying my best to answer both questions that aren't donations and those that are. I feel like those that are donating deserve to have their questions answered, but any of you guys really watching this stream deserve to have your answers questions. So I'm really trying here to get to this stuff. So just bear with me. Try not to spam. Don't spam the chat. I will get to it. I promise. Let's see. T Does Gaming says, should I get a 1060 or wait for Nvidia's new cards this year? Wait right now. I mean, if you don't need a new card right now, just chill, because the 1060s are still overpriced. It's pretty ridiculous. Best laptop you suggest for college? Depends on what you're doing. If you're just a business major, get like a freaking Chromebook. And I'm just kidding. You just need something to use Microsoft Word for, right? And Excel and PowerPoint, and then maybe stream and browse the web. That's it. Then you could get a $300 laptop and call it a day. But if you're doing some, rendering, if you're an engineering major or a chemist or a physicist and you got to run simulations, then getting like a true quad-core CPU that's not an Intel Atom processor is recommended. So any true quad-core out there, any HQ processor usually is what you want. So I'm scrolling down. We're going to be doing this for maybe another 10 minutes or so. Because I want to play some games after this, and I'll tell you guys what's going to happen with that if you want to keep watching. Scrolling down here, scrolling down. I'm sorry, I feel bad for scrolling through all these questions. Okay, Mode Solomon says, Greg, how do you tell your crush you love her? Scared. Oh, you know how you tell your crush you love her? You tell her you love her. Right, babe?
Yeah, that's how you do it.
Yeah, you just gotta man up. Say it. I didn't really do that. Oh, did I? Did I do that?
Yeah. Oh, you really want to know?
Did I tell you that? Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I told her
did.
that. Yeah. I told her. I told her first that I loved her. Yeah. See, my dude, $50. Are you crazy? I hope you know you can't take that money back. I don't want you to regret that. That's a lot of money, man. $50. Holy jeebus! And all you said was "suh." Raphael, I appreciate that immensely, but that was certainly not right. That was not, you didn't have to do that. Thank you for that. That is insane. You guys are awesome. Frederick Stormborn, sorry, I mispronounced your name last time. Well said. Thank you for that. Thank you for the question. It's really cool. I like thinking outside the box like that. Like, what's the power supply? What is that? Like the heart? Is that the brain or a nervous system? What is it? That's really cool. James DiMaggio, a $4.99 domain. Did YouTube change the way that they donate now? Like, is it just all like have to end in 99 cents now? Not that not getting $5 exactly bothers me, but it's just really funny because all of you are donating like weird like figures that are ending in some really strange cents. Like, what's going on? James DiMaggio says $4.99. I appreciate that donation. If your option on the math vid. If that's your option on the math video, try a video on a theory or concept for computers, like the difference between viruses and malware. Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, and that is, so I think that's less, that's going to stick less than math will, because the malware viruses, like the general knowledge, sure, that'll stick. But I think there's less people searching for that, for one. So you'll have, I think you'll have a more steady stream of viewers if you stick with a math-based topic, because malware and viruses, while those general like principles will remain the same for the foreseeable future, I don't think as many people are going to want to know the difference. I don't know. I can make a video on it and see how many people like it. But you're right. I mean, to an extent, like that would be, I don't know. That would be something to consider. So yeah, I think you're right. Let's see here. Scrolling down. Someone else says, I have Trucker Bomb, $6.66 donation. GPU prices as high as they'll be or still going up. I don't think they're going to go much higher. Don't quote me on that, but I'm not expecting them to go much higher than they already are. Just because if they go any higher, I don't even think miners are going to want them, frankly. Miners are willing to pay for them because they expect a return, right? But with how up and down the cryptocurrency market is right now, the exchange, and just, overnight, I think could plummet and you lose all the money you had invested. I don't think people are willing to spend that much more on graphics cards for even mining. I don't know, I might be wrong, but if I was getting into it, I'd be okay with these prices. I wouldn't pay $600 for a 1060, not for that mega hash per watt thing. No way. That's just me. Let's see, scrolling down. Did you have to beat your girl in CS:GO to win her heart? No, if that was the requirement, Finn, I would not be with her right now. I can't do it. Let's see. You're scrolling up. Raphael, another $50. Are you crazy? Stop doing that. Raphael has donated $100 in a matter of 30 seconds, and I don't know why, because I'm not that entertaining. But thank you. I don't really know what else to say. I wish I could do you a solid, take you out for a drink or something, but that's insane. Thank you. No GPU prices will reduce a bit. Ethereum isn't going to use proof of work forever. Yeah, I mean, I don't expect it to go up very much at all from this point. Like I was just saying, I think it's gonna stay pretty consistent for the most part. I think when miners start selling off their cards in mass quantities, then the graphics card suppliers are going to see a pretty big drop in sales, not just because their prices are going to drop, and as a consequence, they're going to have to drop those MSRPs even further, but also because many people aren't going to want to buy brand new cards when they could just get a used one for, you know, $100 or $200 off MSRP, which is what I would do. Even though they were used for mining, you know, and running 24/7, whatever, those cards can handle that. I mean, if you think about it, yeah, putting them under stress 24/7 is intense. That heat, that buildup can cause some issues, but I'd be willing to take that risk for the sake of saving $100 or $200, because worst case, you just get another used one, and then you're back up to the regular MSRP, and that's if the lifespan of that card has been cut in half since it started mining, which I doubt. Let's see, but thank you for that donation again. I appreciate it. From 1 to 10, how good Ryzen 2 will be relative to Ryzen 1? Okay, so if 1 means that it's the same as Ryzen 1, and 10 means it's like 10 times better than Ryzen 1, I think it's going to be like, I don't know, it's kind of like how do you scale that? I think performance-wise, it's going to be about 1.1 to 1.5 times better. So, and not even that, it's not going to be 1.5 times better, it's going to be like 1.15 times better would be the max I would ever see a gain just from raw compute power in a Ryzen Plus CPU. So I think the question's a bit flawed, my dude, but you know, I don't know. Maybe you guys ask some really weird questions, but they're kind of cool because I have to really think outside the box here. Yigit Dogan asks, "What's your blood type?" I actually don't know. I drew blood. I donated blood in high school, and they gave me a card, a donor card, and they didn't have my blood type on it. It was blank, literally. Everyone else had blood types, but mine was blank. So maybe I'm like an alien. Let's see. Where am I scrolling? Is TV good for 3D modeling? A television? I mean, yeah, I guess so. Unless you see some purpose, some application for a high refresh rate monitor. I don't know why you would want such a big screen though, unless you have no choice but to go with a TV. If it's 32 inches or smaller, then you'll be okay. A bigger screen than that's going to look really weird 3D modeling, because you're going to have to go to all different sorts of corners, right? You're going to have to look totally left and totally right if that TV is like within 2 or 3 feet of you, just to access a menu. So take that into account. Do you have any interest in coding? Jeremy Winters says, or asks. I do. I mean, I would like to know how to do all of that, but I think that stuff is just beyond me at this point. I would have to really and literally start from scratch, and I don't know. I don't think I could really. I don't know. I'd have to really apply myself. And right now, while I'm in school and doing this full time, I don't think I have enough time anyway to sit down and do that. I want to learn German first before I do anything else. So I've got to jump on that. Yeah, she's looking at me like, yeah, I haven't even started yet. Sorry, I know the audio is kind of low because I backed away from the mic. The Wanderer 521 says, question, prevention and effects of condensation inside the PC. Fins of my exhaust fan at the back has traces of water smears or moisture, not much. I would like to know why that happened. Is it just from the ambient, like the atmosphere that was just pulling in water vapor? Do you have, I don't know, like a humidifier or something in your house? Why would you have water buildup? Unless you have a custom loop and you have a leak, that's a different story. But I don't know, that shouldn't happen normally. I would be slightly concerned. Clean that up. You don't want it to actually, you know, condense and spill into your power supply or something. It could be pretty bad. How much would it cost to build a decent gaming PC, Chris? Chris, that is relative. That's totally relative. What is decent to you? Is decent 1080p 120 hertz gaming, or is it 4K 120 hertz gaming? What's decent? Let's see here. I'm gonna answer about 2 more. Alex Cruz says this is a comment. I see that. Thanks for that cool comment. Oh, what do we got here? Aaron Letty says single i9 build or 2 i7 builds for streaming 1080p. Oh. You could stream 1080p with a single i7. I mean, I don't know why you would want to go with 2, unless you just want the overkill factor. In which case, just go with the i9. But then you're gonna pay $1,000. If you think about it, 2 i7s, if you could like reap the benefits of like fully of 2 i7 8700Ks for $700 or so MSRP, then that would totally crush an i9 in almost every scenario. But I don't really see how you would be able to benefit from 2 i7s for streaming 1080p anyway, because you would use i7s right just by themselves, singular, on mainstream motherboards. Interesting question. Let's see, one more question. All right, it's Slendy. I say please. He says please answer. Is the Trace 930 from iBuyPower good? No idea, dude. I don't know what the Trace 930 from iBuyPower is. Check out reviews. That's what I would do. Read reviews in the descriptions of those websites, and there you go. That's your answer. Instant Wes says, can you speak Spanish? Sí, yo puedo.
Hablas un poquito de español.
Hablas un poquito español. No, a little more than that. Bastante.
Okay.
Bastante. Yeah. All right. What do we have here? What games are you currently into? I play the same games from like 5-6 years ago. I play GTA 5. I play Black Ops 3. I play PUBG a lot, and that's really it. City Skylines. I like playing. Simulation games are really cool to me, like The Sims and stuff like that. All right. Kevin Ramsey says later, Greg. Later, Greg's fiance. She's over here.
No. You can see me later.
All right. I'm just gonna turn the camera on.
No. Hi.
She says hi. Dude, stick with the i5 1600K. Good. I don't even know what the context that is. Thoughts on Linus? He's Linus. I mean, that was the guy I looked up to. I still look up to him in a way. Like he was, the tech tuber guy, right? Thanks, Cooksy. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for asking questions and for being supportive of one another. Thank you to my moderators in the chat. I appreciate that. Thank you for taking that oath and protecting our chat. That is something that I could not do myself, especially while streaming. So I appreciate that. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for the donations. For those of you who took the time to ask questions, even if you didn't donate, thank you for being here. And we'll be doing this every Sunday. Like I said, we started this earlier in the year, actually the end of last year, and I want to keep this up. So every Sunday, we'll do something a little different. Now, something I want to say for those 263 people still watching. So I told you we're going to play video games after this. Our plan is to stream it on Twitch. So Lisa, my fiance, heads that channel up, and we're trying to tie it in directly with Science Studio here on YouTube. So what we're going to do is swap on over to that. We're still going to be live, but we're going to be live on Twitch, and you can find the Twitch link to her channel. That's the channel that we're going to use as the official linked channel with this YouTube channel in the video description. So check it out. It's twitch.tv/Shifty. No, Shifty Studio TV. Yeah, I totally botched that. Let me do it right now. www.twitch. For the longest time, I thought it was twitch.com, and it's twitch.tv/Shifty Studio YT. Like that, right? Oh, yeah. Like that. So hop on over there, follow the channel if you haven't already. And she's really shy. She's like hiding right now, but she's a really good live streamer. She's a really bubbly and exciting person. And we're going to be streaming right now. So thank you guys for watching. Migrate over to Twitch. Watch some of that live stream if you have some more time on this Sunday night or Monday morning of yours. Thank you for watching. We will catch you all next Sunday. But before that, Tuesday, and before that, like 10 minutes from now. All right.